Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a video that I've been saying for a couple months now I was going to do, and the reason that I'm doing it today is because I'm getting ready to do my roots, probably in the morning. This is my third day hair, and I wanted to do this to show you guys like usually about where my limit is with my roots. You can do it a little bit earlier, you can do it when they get a little bit longer. I would say I have about, I'd say 4 weeks growth on most of it. I'm kind of guessing, but I think that's about right. First, I'm going to show you what I get together. And the main thing is you want to try to get everything together in your head, even if you have to do it in routine. Say, hey, he had a haircut this morning. Even if you have to kind of do the routine over in your head, because you don't want to be running around your house with bleach on your hair. You don't want to get it on your carpet. I always pick my rugs up. And I put on an old t-shirt. It's got holes in it, whatever. Just, lay down, don't start whining. And just start going at it. So, I do mine on 3-day hair. I have a friend of mine that washes her hair before she does hers. She said her hairdresser told her to. But she does have oily hair, and I do have dry hair. So, a lot of this stuff you're going to have to figure out what's best for you. It's going to be a personal thing. Okay, all right, so I'm going to show you what I've got out. I get my bowl, just any kind of mixing bowl, rat tail comb, a brush, and I like to use the thin ones with, there's that dryer again. It's upstairs now, so you don't hear it as loud, with the shorter bristles, so it's a little bit more of a harder, like, get in there, because you always want to paint it, but then you want to kind of, you'll notice when you go get your hair done that they're doing this, they're pushing that bleach in your regrowth because they don't want to leave the bottom parts out, and you don't want to do it thick anyway. And I cut my own foils, and because I like them about this size. The sheets that you can buy in Sally's, like 5 or 6 of these, and I just don't use that much. I would cut them up too, so I just cut my own foils. Lay down, lay down. Here, right here, boy. Lay down. I get out, this is the bleach that I use. This is from Sally's. Salon Care Prism Lights, and I use the violet. It's best for if you have red undertones, because the violet is going to counteract that. I find that this works better for me than the blue, because it's just going to, you can experiment with that too, but the violet gets rid of more red than the blue one does. And then I use the Salon Care Cream Volume Developer, wait a minute, 30 Volume Cream Developer. I didn't say it right. I use 40 because mine pulls very orange, then very yellow, and 30 will almost not bring it to that. And I've found that out over the years, trial and error. And you don't want to leave it on any longer than you have to, but with 30 I just couldn't get there. And so, and then I either use 20 or 30 when I do my toner. Now, if you get it light enough to where you can just use a purple shampoo, that's great. I know the last time I did not, so I did have to tone it. There has been times I haven't toned it. It just depends on your final result. A lot of it's going to depend on the humidity that's in the air, the temperature that's in the house. I shoot mine a couple times with the hairdryer to speed it up a little bit. I get out whatever matte, like, hair mask you want to use. Like, I use the, right now, and I have, like, for the past year, the Matrix Hydrating Biolage, whatever it is, mask in the big white jar. I should have brought it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I get a thermal cap. It just holds the heat better. I get my, sometimes I don't get these out, but most of the time I'm going to need something. But I use the Color Charm by Wella from Sally's. And you can use the toners, but if you use the permanent hair colors, that is what I used last time, it's going to last longer. A lot of time toner washes out of my hair within 2 or 3 washes. And that's it. I think that's all I've got in here. So what I do, and I will show you, I wish I'd have brought a clip. This was a screw up right here, kind of, and that happens. I mean, it's just where I didn't, I kind of missed a spot, but it's not that bad when all your hair is down and it's all curly and stuff like that. I mean, it's not really that noticeable. I've done that a few times before, but I'll put that there to show you guys what you can do when you do your roots. This is not going to be real good in the mirror, I'm afraid, but you'll get the gist of what I'm doing. I section my hair. I do this part. Pretty much what you see pulled back, pull it up. And then I just go in and I'll go to about right here, and I'll usually use 2 foils. I'll use one. I can't see details in this, so it's not, you want it thin. Okay. And then you can either do this as a whole and then skip a large piece, or you can weave it in and out like you've seen your hairdresser do, and this, I can't even see it, so, and then drop the bottom portion. All right, so once you have that, stop whining. There's nothing wrong with him other than he's just spoiled. I take my foil over my comb and push it. Now you see that's a pretty lot. I'm probably not doing this far down is what it is. I probably got, but most of the time you'll have that little 1/2 inch right there, and then you just, after you mix your 40 volume with your bleach, you don't want too thick of a consistency because it's going to dry out too fast, and you certainly don't want it thin enough to drip. You want it to hold its texture. So I could tell you 1/2 and 1/2, but you're just going to have to play with it. And then you have to mix it really, really good in your bowl, and then you paint only what's brown. Okay, or whatever color your hair is. So I'm going to show you on this one that I messed up last time, or whenever it was I messed it up, or didn't patch. What you can do is when you come in with your foil and you go up here, okay, see, that is what I'm going to paint. But I also have this that needs gone over a little bit. So what I need to do is I need to remember, like the last 20 minutes, I'm going to find this piece. It's not hard to do when you're only doing this much hair. In the last 20 minutes, I'm going to come in with another foil and I'm going to paint just that brown. If you go over here where it's real light, you might have a broken off piece within the next 2 weeks that ends right here. You just gave yourself a haircut. So stay on the brown. Some people even stay a little bit off of it. And then wrap that one too and just let it sit for like the last 20 minutes. The reason why is because that has had some kind of chemical on it before. It's not virgin hair. Doesn't matter that it's that color. It's not virgin hair. And it'll make it a little bit more blendable. It may not be completely blonde depending on what kind of chemical has been there before. It's really hard to bleach hair that's had color on it. So if that's got color on it, it's not going to come up. It'll come up lighter, but it's not going to come up like white with just that. So I do like I would do here, 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 drop it. It's going to be foiled. Like, I'm going to show you. I should have unfolded my, excuse me. I'm not better, you guys. I was going to go into that too if I have time. All right, here. So once you've painted your root, you're just going to, it'll be wet, so it'll hold. It's not going to hold very good on dry hair. But you'll just bring that one in, and flatten it. And then, so you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if you're just doing the front of your head, like, just have one here, one here. What I would not do is come too close to the front. Not for the amount of time that I'm going to tell you guys that I'll leave mine on. So I'll kind of try to remember to tell you about that too. And then once I drop that first one, I take all of my hair and I put it in, just wrap it in a bun and put it back in a clip. That way, 75%, 85% of my hair is out of my way. and I'm just dealing with the top. So then you actually drop, because I've got this clipped up here, and now this is clipped back here. So I unclip the top, drop a small section, probably about like this, or if you want to allow a layer of dark root in between, drop a layer and then drop another one, and you're going to be just doing that top layer. That's actually healthier for your hair. So, and you continue this side, drop. Take it out, this side, drop. Take it out until you are about, I'd say half an inch. And then what I'll do, instead of clipping it, like just say if I had a part down the middle, I'll part that part in half and just lay it over at that point. Do those, drop that one, do those, come over, do those, do that, and then do that last one. So, because once you get up here, that 2 minutes that's going to take is not going to be like this side's going to be orange and this side's going to be white. No, you don't want to do your whole left side, then you do your whole right side, or one side is going to be orange probably. Okay, so then what I do, set my timer. And for me, my golden number is around 50 or 55. I get out my hairdryer, plug it up, shoot it a couple times with the foils, just, for like, I don't know, 45 seconds. Just warm, just get it warm. A lot of people say that's what activates it. I don't know. Mine gets activated without it, but not as well. And out of the 55 minutes, I'll probably try to do that, let's say 4 times. And, okay, but I need to back up. That's total. So, stop. Go lay down. Let's just say over here you have an orange place. All right, and you want to kind of touch it up, but you don't want to break your hair off. It's orange from last time. That you don't want to do but about 5 minutes. And if you have a brown spot, 15, 20. This. And I'm going to actually do that. So when I show you guys my hair, then in the next video, you'll see. And I'll tell you exactly what I did to correct that. So then, okay, let's just say 55 minutes. Keep in your mind now where you're setting your timer at, because my magic number for this regrowth to be where I want it is 55 minutes. But I want 15 minutes for this. So I'm going to set my timer for 40 minutes. When my timer goes off, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to find this brown. I'm going to foil it, or get my foil out, put a little right there, foil it, put it back up. All right, let's just say, I don't really have one, but let's just say this right here was pale yellow, just one piece of just horrible looking pale yellow that I want to get rid of. I still have 15 minutes. Well, I only want this on for 5. This is where it gets a little complicated. Most of you won't need this. I won't need this. And I shouldn't need this, but it happened anyway. And it does happen when you do your own hair. Because you're not the hairdresser standing beside you that sees everything. So, no. Sit down. So I set my timer at that point for 10 minutes, because that leaves me with an extra 5 minutes before I'm going to take all this off. Then I paint the yellow. Just put it only on the orange part, or yellow, or whatever. All right, so I have about 5 more minutes. I might, warm it up a second, and then I start getting everything ready, or probably have already done it at this point, ready to rinse my hair. I usually use like a 2-in-1, because at this point I don't want to put straight shampoo, but if I like conditioner, also may not clean all the bleach out of my strands. So I usually use a 2-in-1, wash my hair, gently towel dry it. I don't comb through it or anything yet, because I guess he's mad because I'm talking to somebody else. Anyway, so you got me distracted. Hey, are you ignoring me? Are you pouting? Okay, yeah, don't comb through it. I don't even comb my hair at all. I use a wet brush. I never, ever, ever comb my hair. I don't use this. I use this just to separate it. And, okay, so towel dry it. All right, look at your hair. Now when it's drier, it's going to be a little bit lighter. So keep that in mind too. If you're a pale yellow, and it's something that silver shampoo will take care of, go in there and start parting your hair with the comb. Get you some silver shampoo and paint the silver shampoo on your roots and leave it on for 20-30 minutes. Then get in the shower, rinse it out, condition your hair. Whatever you need to do. Now, if it's yellow, like mine was last time, you're going to have to play with your colors at this point. Last time I used Frosty Ash, which is 12A-1210 Wella Color Charm, and it is the, make sure that it's the, yeah, it's permanent hair color. And if you're real yellow or real orange, that would work, but I would personally throw a little bit of the 050, and it's the cooling violet, just a little bit, or you will turn purple, in there. Maybe 75%, 25%, you're going to have to play with this, okay, once you know your colors. And then that's when I'm going to, if you're light enough, use 20. But if you are yellow, use 30. Because this is not going to stay on your hair very long anyway. Again, just stay on the yellow parts and run through it really quickly. You don't need, at this point, you don't need tinfoil. You don't really, I don't even think I use the blow dryer on this. At this point, you're just going to leave it on about 20-25 minutes because this is going to finish lifting what you can. Now, don't bleach your hair to bright clown orange and expect this to, it's not going to bring it up that much. You need it yellow. Now, whether you're pale yellow and can use silver shampoo, or medium yellow and need a little toner, or orange yellow, you know, that's where you're going to have to get a little bit more intense. If you find that you're too orange, leave your bleach mix on for 5 more minutes. Like, if I take mine off at 40, 45 and find that this is not going to get it to where I want to be, I'm going to leave it on 5 minutes. That's where I got to the 55 mark. And as long as I'm not bleaching over hair that's already been bleached once, I'm okay with that. Like, it won't break off. But I'm very, very gentle with my hair otherwise. Now, I don't do low lights because I use my natural color, which is this color, as my low lights. If your hair is red and you want these two colors in your hair, you're going to have to do low lights. See, this is where I haven't been doing the back anymore. Stop. Lay down. Lay down, lay down, lay down, lay down, lay down. Okay. Trying to think what I left out. Oh, and then once everything's done, everything's over, whether you do the toner, whatever you do or don't do, when you're done. Some people like to wash their hair. I would suggest, some people won't. They refuse to because they tell you don't wash your hair for a week after you color it. I use a 2-in-1. Again, I want to make sure that chemical's out of my hair. And I just don't always feel like with a conditioner that it is. So I use my 2-in-1. Towel dry my hair, leave it up in a towel for a little while, then maybe air dry it for a little while, even if it's only 15 or 20 minutes, whatever you have time for. And then I put my Matrix mask on, and then I will take my cap. You don't have to have one of these. Use your shower cap, but these are just, what are they, like some kind of aluminum or something? I don't know what you would call that. It says platinum. I don't know. Just supposed to hold your heat in better with this one. You can buy these very cheap a lot of places. And if you can't find them, like in Walmart, I believe where they have the ethnic hair products has these, because for ethnic hair, they do use the conditioning caps a lot. But Sally's does have them. And then I will either take this off, let it, just say if it's 7 o'clock at night, take this off, let my hair air dry. I don't like to go to bed with my hair soaking wet because my hair is so thick, I will wake up with it still wet, and I don't like to sleep like that. Let's just say it's 85% dry with the Matrix in your hair. Sleep with it. Get up the next morning and rinse it out. That's the healthiest thing to do for your hair. But if you need to go ahead and get it done or whatever, just leave it in for, let's say, an hour is really good, especially after you just bleached it. And then just rinse it out, towel dry, and it's best not to blow dry your hair. I have not blown my hair dry from wet or towel dried. I don't think I've done it once in the past 2 years. not from towel dried. Now, I have been walking around for 45 minutes with my hair towel dried and combed out and my oils and products, whatever, in my hair. And let's say 30 minutes later, it's 85% dry, but I got to go somewhere. And generally, I still won't, because it's going to dry once you get outside, and I've been leaving mine curly. But if I need to flat iron it, and I've done this process, then I will take the blow dryer to my hair like the last 15%. I mean, unless it was an emergency or something. I generally try not to do anything when I'm pushed for my hair to be dry and straightened. So that's something you want to keep in mind too. I'm going to actually get up in the morning an hour earlier than I normally do to do this. And just because the whole routine that I just told you probably takes an hour and a half, but I spend a half an hour on my hair anyway. So, I mean, at some point, messing with it, drying it, brushing out, whatever, washing it, conditioning it, and all that, you know, you figure that, give yourself a half an hour, so give yourself an extra hour for this. Now, if you're doing your ears up, or you're going to try to get back here and do your entire head, you need a lot more time than that. Don't even get me started on that. I'll never do. You can do, when you get back here, part it and go forward and do a couple pieces pulled across like this. Pull it up and paint your roots and drop it down, and that's going to cover your back. You don't have to do the whole back of your hair, but anyway. So that's pretty much it. I think I covered the time that I leave the bleach on. You're going to have to play with that to adapt to yourself. The time that I leave my toner on, 20 minutes. The time I would leave the bleach on a brown spot. The last 5 minutes for anything that looks orange from last time. That you don't think your toner is going to lift. And, okay, so I'm going to show you the toners, and I may have to tell you a couple that I usually use, or not toners. I don't believe any of these are toners. The permanent, it's permanent, so I've not had any trouble with yellowness this time, and like I said, it's been 4 weeks. My brow's getting on my nerves. Okay, this is 10N-1001 Satin Blonde. This is a good one. Has no yellow in it. And if you're using this, and you think, just, is it getting me cool enough? Throw a little bit. This is the savior. A little bit of the 050 in it. Unless you want your hair to be purple and it's bleached real light, don't use 050 by itself. I'm talking about just a little bit. I'm talking about 6 parts to 1 part. And the one thing I didn't mention was when I'm doing this mixture to this mixture, it's 1 part to 2 parts. Yeah, 1 part color to 2 parts of this. And so, and then this, your 1 part, you mix how you want it. Okay, so the 050, no matter what, if you're using a color and you like it, but you think I need a little cooler, throw a little 050 in it. So my main colors are going to be the Satin Blonde, the T14, which was originally Silver Lady. I do like the T18 White Lady. Not a huge difference unless you're already just white, and then it would probably be a little different. And I like the Frosty Ash, which is 12A/1210. I think that's everything. And yeah, if you have any questions or like, I mean, ask below, but if you're red and you're trying to go to my color, the only thing I can tell you is you're going to have to do 2 different colors. You're going to have to do some brown and some blonde. You're going to have to figure out how to get there for yourself because I don't have red hair. I have red in my hair. I don't really know what else that I can tell you guys, and I may have missed something that when I watch this back, I go, oh my God, I missed that. So please ask below. Or I'll write it, check the description bar below. But I think I covered it all. So all in all, from start to finish, I can do this in an hour and a half. But I'm doing like here up. Yeah. If you were doing your just ears up, an extra 10 minutes. 15 minutes tops. I mean, it's not going to take, it's just a matter of foiling really is what's going to take long. And that's only like 2 rows. Do your rows thin. You don't ever want to, you can do it with this too, have a row that's this thick and you're going to try to paint, because no matter how hard, when you get that thing that in your foil, you push this, that's what I was talking about a while ago, pushing, and you'll feel your hairdresser doing that too. You're not going to get all that. So do your rows thin. That's some good advice, or you're going to be left with some orange in there somewhere. Did want to tell you guys, there's a reason behind why I think this is going on with me. I took a 6-day Z-Pack. It got better the first 3 days and then mellowed out. Didn't get better. It got better 3 days of the 6-day Z-Pack and then didn't get any better. I felt better, you know, it was less infection, whatever. So day 6, I didn't miss a day. They called me in 10 days of amoxicillin. I was like, I'm not going to be on 16 days of antibiotics. I'm just not. I took the amoxicillin for 5 days, so that 11 days of antibiotics. And the entire rest of the 5 days, it did not move from where it's at now. So I had 3 days, got a little better, a little better, a little better. And I had 8 that it just stayed the same. So I quit taking the antibiotics. There is a lot of things, and a lot of you don't realize this. You can go on and Google it, that antibiotics don't help. They don't help a cold. I don't think this is a cold. They won't help if it's polyps for some reason. They won't help that. If it's some other kind of infection other than bacterial, they won't help that. So something else is going on, and here's the kicker. And if any of you guys have any suggestions or whatever, have been through this, heard of this or whatever, I have been trust me, I've been on Google for 3 months almost. Now that I don't have the sinus infection anymore, it pretty much cleared up 3 days on the 6-day Z-Pack, it's my left side. One of my friends said, I have a girl at work that said the same thing. She's got polyps in her sinus. I know there's nothing in my nose. It would be up in here. But that comes from having chronic sinusitis. There is a reason that I think that, and you guys that have been with me for the past, I don't even know, 6 years and watched me, know I went years and knock on wood, never had a cold. I had a cold in 2012. And until a couple years ago, never had another one. But ever since then, it's been constant with my sinuses. And last year was the worst. However, there is a reason. And I'm 100% positive. And this is where I don't want to say too much because there may be a lawsuit pending. I mean, that's how serious it is, especially if I have to have surgery or something. But listen, this is proof. So if anybody's grossed out by any of this, okay, this is proof. Listen to this side. It's what it sounded like for the past 2 weeks. Listen to this side. It's what it sounded like for the past 3 months, almost. Black mold. And so I've mentioned it to a couple of people, I think on Facebook. I don't think it's been on my page. I think it was kind of on their page. So, you know, there's an issue. I am not around it anymore. It's not in my house. So I do want to say that, okay? But another reason that I'm putting that out there is because these videos that I have done, you know, over the past few years have documented when I've been sick and when I haven't. And you guys know that I've come on there at times and, you know, it's like, oh, it's my allergies and I can't talk. Well, it's looking like there was a reason for that. And the reason's black mold. So, and there may be a lawsuit. So that's another reason that I want to document this. There's no way that I could sit here and talk to you for this long of a time and do that and that with my nose and make that happen. There's no way. It is completely my left side, which, don't know why there would be polyps in my left side and on my right side. I have no idea. But this is going to involve, you know, eye, ears, nose, and throat doctors, specialists, possible surgery and everything else. But if any of you guys have any information that might be insightful to this or helpful, please let me know below. I have even looked at videos on YouTube. I've looked at everything, you know, if it is polyps, and, you know, and it does come back that it is polyps in there, cures for that you can do at home. So I've looked at all that. Most of them are BS. I can tell you that right now. I just started 2 days ago on the neti pot again. And the reason I haven't been using the neti pot the whole time is because when I used the neti pot last year, I got worse and worse. So this is kind of the final thing for me, because at this point, the only thing that it could get worse is I could just get a bad infection again where it's worse. I will tell you this, close your ears if you can't stand gross. It's clear and it is not watery unless I use a saline nasal spray or rinse, and then that kind of makes it watery, but it is clear. I will say almost gel-like. Sorry, y'all came here to watch this. That's a hair video, not a nasal passage video, but that is important because I do need, you know, some advice, or if you've gone through it or you experienced it. I found one woman online, one woman that described exactly what I just told y'all to a T, and I don't think she's been helped yet. And she's had surgeries, doctors, the whole nine. Is getting ready to cut me off, so I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll talk to you very soon. Say bye, monkey. Say I'm a little crybaby today. Say I'm just a little crybaby. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.